There's some things in life that you know will happen for us, happen to us. And we come into so many different categories in life where we have to understand what certain phrases, what certain things that come to our mind really enlist. One of the things I wanted to get into today, before we get into it, subscribe, like, turn on all bell notifications for the show, for the podcast, officially Rory channel, Mitchell Port Unleashed podcast. And I come today because we're 4 years removed from one of the most iconic, presidented characters in our modern day life by the name of Kobe Bryant. A lot of people know how I feel about Kobe Bryant. I've done a past episode back in 2020 where I talked about how Kobe impacted my life. And now we're back 4 years later to really discuss about something that I hear a lot of people always like to say. There's that one phrase, and I'm going to post it in a matter of moments. There's that one phrase, as I post it in a matter of moments, of Mamba Mentality. What is Mamba Mentality? A lot of people, men, women, we hear it in social media. We see it in our conversation groups amongst family and friends and loved ones. But what is Mamba Mentality? Mamba Mentality, focusing on the process and trusting in the hard work when it matters most. When it matters most. As you read that, as you hear that, slow down and really understand each word that's being amplified of what Mamba Mentality is. I'm going to take it one step further. Mamba Mentality doesn't start unless you have your basketball. For Kobe Bryant, basketball was his vehicle. What's your vehicle? Not the vehicle you drive on the road. Not the vehicle you use for transportation, going to work or going to hang out with friends or going to hang out with family or going to your destination. What is your vehicle that you have enlisted inside of yourself? We all have a skill set. We all have a talent. We all have the ability to serve. We all have the ability to simply sit here and to build a community if we choose to do that in the entrepreneurship content creator world. And I'm speaking to those people especially. Or you work a 9 to 5. Do you want to be a mentor to a group of individuals? Do you want to be a mentor in your workplace settings? For your colleagues, for every man, for every woman, potential child, that comes in to Mamba Mentality does not start unless you have the basketball. So what is your basketball? What is your vessel? Is it your voice? Is it your hands? Is it your mind? Is it the microphone? Is it the pen? What is your skill set that you have, burning genuine desire for you to simply sit here and to unlock? We have the same amount of time as everybody in this world. There's 24 hours in a day. No excuses, simple adjustments. We have everything that it is that's in front of us, but some of us miss the point. Because we're so fixated and we're all stuck on the past. That past relationship where that man or that woman broke your heart, or that past job that you simply sat here and you slaved over and you weren't treated the right way. Those friendships that have been long lasting and they expired because of not having the same viewpoints in life. Or that family or that friend that walked away from you and left you high and dry. Or the things that matter most. I'll give you a little bit of an example, ladies and gentlemen. I've had past lovers say, all I'm going to do is can kick in my life. Right? I've had bosses look at me and say, is it a skill or is it a will for you that because you can't sell? I've had family members turn their back on me. I've had friends turn their back on me because we don't see the same things in life. Ain't it funny when you start elevating, certain things around you start to slowly crumbling away? Because that's not your tribe. That's not your community. Those are not the people that have their best interests set inside of you. Because they have the ego. They have the jealousy. They have those insecure tendencies. Because they want you to do good, but not better than them. Heck, you can have friends that you talk to almost every other day. And all because you have your boundaries and your non-negotiables set in place, they drop off because they no longer can use and reap the rewards because you're stuck in Mamba mentality. You're stuck in a focus. You're stuck being relentless in your mission because you have genuine burning desire and nothing's going to slow you down and nothing's going to stop you. And that's the reason why you see Kobe did what he did. See, Kobe Bryant would step on that court. Doesn't matter if it was home or it was away. It could have been a broken finger. It could have been a bad knee. It could have been a bad back, a bad shoulder. It could have been sick. It could have been so many different things that were going on. And he still powered through Mamba mentality. Again, what is Mamba mentality? Focusing on the process and trusting in the hard work when it matters most. So what matters most to everybody that's listening, that's watching? Are you going to be stuck in the past? Are you going to be stuck on the things that no longer are in your control? Or are you going to sit down, bite on that mouth guard, and buckle up and position yourself to elevate yourself into the next dimension, the next channeling level of focus? Sometimes you have to focus. Sometimes you have to rail it in and rein on those reins, and you have to hold on to it. And you need to execute. You need to push past. So many people are going to say, well, how do you do it, Rory? How do you do it? I've been broken. I've been beaten. I've been battered. But guess what? The universe, or if you believe in God, has not been done with you. See, if you still got breath in your lungs, you can wake up the next day and you can make a difference. You have to try. You have to reflect. You have to sit down and be non-negotiable with what it is you want to do. Sometimes this destiny in life, if it's entrepreneurship and it's content creation, you have to walk a path by yourself. You have to trailblaze by yourself. Kobe Bryant had to trailblaze a later part of his career. He didn't have Shaq. He didn't have Phil Jackson. He went from losing seasons to winning championships again because he had to overcome adversity. He had to overcome certain things in life for him to push past, to tap into his greatness. He had to harness all the pain he had to go through to tap in and push past into his greatness. How do you want to be great? Right? That's the biggest thing. That's the biggest thing I hear a lot of people say. How do I be great? You're great when you simply sit here and you know your boundaries and you know your non-negotiables. Not doing the mindless scrolling on Instagram, those mass amounts of dopamine hits that you're giving other creators. Hone in and focus into yourself and anchor down. Put that anchor in the water, put your 2 feet down and say, hey, listen, I have genuine burning desire to maybe get that next position in my job, right? Maybe get that sale in my business. Maybe help impact that man, that woman, that child into what it is that I'm out here doing. Because you got to walk the fine line. Sometimes you got to walk by yourself. But as you walk by yourself, you will meet certain people in this life. That's why I said life is like an RPG game, right? Life is like an RPG game. We gain certain attributes in this world. I know a lot of people play Final Fantasy. A lot of people play these role-playing action games, these adventure games. You got to walk through. You got to, get that potion. And then you got to level up and take that side quest. That's life. You will meet certain people for a reason. But you'll always get the same test over and over again if you never passed it the first time. The universe always will give you the same repeated test because it's for you to understand, did you understand what happened the first time? And if you didn't happen the first time and you failed, you get that same test again and that same test again and that same test again. And it's for you to push past. That's the greatest thing about life. We're always tested. Life is the teacher and we are the student. But it's for you to push past. It's for you to tap in. You see, Mamba Mentality is not having a fixed mindset. Mamba Mentality is having a growth mindset. Mamba Mentality is not simply sitting here and making excuses. It's about making adjustments. Mamba Mentality is about circumventing and circulating with the right energy that's going to help elevate you, position you, and take you on the journey called life. But when you have good in your life, it's not for you to ask what's wrong with it. It's for you to ask what's right with it. See, when people are around you and you once maybe had these conversations where you would be talking every other day or talking for mass amounts of time and building adventure and doing things like this, I'll just tell you, ladies and gentlemen, they were just kind of borrowing your resources because it was free information to them. Then let something creep up. Then let something get put into place and let you put your foot down and let you start putting up your boundaries and you start putting out your non-negotiables. Now everybody has everything to say because they don't know their boundaries and they don't know their non-negotiables within inside themselves. So when you start putting the boundaries and the non-negotiables in front of them, they're like, oh, wait, what happens? You've cut off the supply. They no longer have access to you. But hey, that's okay because the right people find you any given moment in any given day. And it's sometimes so crazy in life. When you're going through the most, when you're going through the most heartache, when you're going through the most turmoil, when you're going through the things that you know are hurting you, the right people then start being cemented in your life. But it's for you to take creed and it's for you to take acceptance to that because then you have to ask yourself is, if this person comes into my life, am I going to soak up everything that it comes with? It could be one little thing. It could be one little phrase. It could be one little position. And it's for me to know how to anchor that and be one with it. Be one in your destination. Be one in the journey. Be one in what it is you want to do in life because it's for you to know better, to simply do better. Mamba Mentality doesn't start unless you have a basketball. And it's up for every man, every woman, and every child that listens to view this podcast to understand and recognize what is that basketball and how are you going to produce to the next level. Don't make excuses. Make those adjustments today. That is my time. Officially Rory, YouTube channel, Mitchell Report Unleashed podcast. Wherever you listen to your podcast, like, subscribe, turn on the bell notifications. We are going to continue to keep on going. Start using things as fuel. Ladies and gentlemen, use when the naysayers are simply sitting here saying that you can't do something. Use when your boss said, hey, listen, you're not going to be immune to be able to work and do what it is you need to do. Use every man, every woman that broke your heart as fuel. Those are the abilities for you to simply for you to get to the next level. Use the things that come to you as fuel. Use the naysayers as fuel and position and impact your life for today in Mamba Mentality. Because like I said, Mamba Mentality does not start unless you have the basketball. Mamba Mentality is having that growth mindset. Mamba Mentality is being relentless in your goals. Mamba Mentality is for you to lock in, bite on that mouth guard and continue to keep stepping forward and becoming the trailblazer, becoming that man, becoming that woman that is you want to be today. And we are out.